Hello, welcome to another video where we're going to take a look at some open Great League battles from my good friend 23 EJB against another good friend Arceus Aurelius. This is the matchup that we have here. EJB decided to meme a little bit against his friend Marcus, aka Arceus Aurelius, who will also be competing in the Malmo Play Pokemon Regional. I wish him the best of luck there. And EJB went with a Bastiodon double grass team. There's also a Pelipper that Arceus Aurelius does not have any answer for. The best is probably his Frostlass, his Cresselia, and even Obstagoon does okay-ish against Pelipper. But man, it looks a little bit like an annoying matchup, whereas Pelipper is just always safe. If there's a Pokemon that's always safe, it can always become a really difficult matchup, especially against a good player like EJB. Let's take a look at how these battlers are going to play this out. We have Superior from EJB against Cresselia from Arceus Aurelius. I reckon there's Grass Knot on this Cresselia for Bastiodon. Not sure what the other move might be, either Moonblast or Future Sight. I think there's nothing really that you need Moonblast for, so likely Future Sight. Like Future Sight is fine for Metacham and Chestnut as well. It is Future Sight indeed. Does a big ton of damage there. But I think that the Superior is just fine here, to be honest. Like the Stab Frenzy Plant just does so much damage here. Going to 100 energy here. EJB then launching another Frenzy Plant. And looks like he does let that go. In comes Frostlass. Really bold team from Arceus Aurelius. ABA against the Bastiodon from EJB. Goes for a Leaf Tornado, actually gets the attack drop that allows him to get to this Frenzy Plant as well. And Arceus Aurelius actually letting all of it go, putting 2 shields on whatever's in the back. It's the Azumarill, and EJB does have a really nice Pelipper for that. Pelipper has become better against Azumarill since Wing Attack got buffed because you get faster to the Hurricane. But Pelipper's fragile nature also means that 2 Ice Beams plus Bubbles will take it out. Goes for the Weather Ball bait. I think at this point, as EJB, you're just trying to chip this down, because even Bastiodon taking super effective damage from Azumarill all the time is really not the worst thing. Getting the double bait. Now the Hurricane, and I think at this point, Bastiodon can just clean up, really. Look at how low this gets. In comes Bastiodon. See, Arceus Aurelius throwing a charge move here. If this is a Hydro Pump, the full moveset has been revealed. It is Hydro Pump. Makes sense. You don't really need Player Off for a lot. Maybe the Medicham. But yeah, Bastiodon taking down that Azumarill. You could really feel the despair in Arceus Aurelius' his presence at the very end of that battle. I guess he's kind of afraid to bring that Swampert here just because Pelipper and the grass types are just so good against it. Let's take a look at game number 2. Pelipper into Obstagoon. Not a bad matchup for both. Swapping into the Cresselia right away. And in comes the Bastiodon from EJB, which is not running Flamethrower, by the way, the usual moveset, but running Flash Cannon instead. I'm not sure what that picks you up. Flash Cannon, I believe, is also not as efficient as Stone Edge, but if you can only get to 1 charge move, Flash Cannon probably is just a little bit better for some good neutral damage. Like, Stone Edge only hits super effective on Kanto Ninetales. I am not expecting Kanto Ninetales from Arceus Aurelius when there is, Bastiodon and Pelipper that are so good for EJB. Going for another Stone Edge here. Just barely before the next Grass Knot. But Cresselia hangs on, still gets it off, and actually gets this Bastiodon pretty low, to the point where Obstagoon can farm down without even taking a charge move, probably. Yeah, no doubt. And swapping into Pelipper right away, not accepting that farm down. I like this a lot from EJB. Especially if it's something like Frost is in the back. The first Night Slash does some damage. And then CMP on this Night Slash with the Weather Ball bait yet again. Always bait! And it works. It works. Until it doesn't. Anyway, 1 shield down on each side. Now comes in with the Frostlass. And Pelipper, I believe, generally wins CMP here. It has like 1 or 2 higher attack than Frostlass. But maybe it's like a very good IV Pelipper against a pretty bad IV Frostlass. And that Hurricane Lance does a lot of damage. You can actually farm this down now. This is terrible for Arceus Aurelius. Going for 2 Weather Balls here, probably. Getting some nice chip damage in. Actually, just throwing one because it already took one shield there. Which makes me, which I find interesting, because if you could just go straight Hurricane, you might be just fine, but... Right, because you're gonna throw this Frenzy Plant anyway. This Frenzy Plant, I think, will KO. Barely not. It's a very strong move, but Obstagoon pretty bulky. And that's where they're recording already. And so 2-0 for EJB right now. Arceus Aurelius just cannot get his Obstagoon, his Swampert, or his Azumarill on that Bastiodon. And just really paying off. And we see Pelipper just hard carrying as well. Let's take a look at the final battle here between these really good players. And here we actually have Arceus Aurelius with his Goon on the Pelipper. Quick swaps Pelipper into Cresselia here. This is, I would say, somewhat advantageous for Cresselia because of its bulk, and 2 Grass Knolls do take out here. But man, I have not played this matchup since the Wing Attack buff. And before the Wing Attack buff, you could get this really close if you land one Hurricane. I wonder if you can win it now. I'm actually curious. Like, nothing changes in damage, but since Wing Attack now charged fast, you get to those Weather Balls and the Hurricanes faster. First Weather Ball coming in. I reckon Arceus Aurelius will do anything to keep his Obstagoon on that Bastiodon, unless there's also Swampert in the back. Yeah. Next Weather Ball coming in. Does get shielded, and another Weather Ball from EJB. Does this take it out? I think if it doesn't take out, he has the Grass Knot here. And it does take out. In comes Frostless. This is where EJB wants that Bastiodon. Doesn't get to Hurricane, unfortunately, but this Weather Ball still does like 35%. Still some good damage. Yeah, but this all comes down to the Obstagoon from Arceus Aurelius, and you need to get this really low as EJB. I'm not sure if Superior wins this matchup, especially if the Obstagoon gets this boost, but go for the Leaf Tornado to remove that boost right away. You need 2 moves anyway here. And resets the double boosted Obstagoon like that. Okay, I like this. Now you survive the Night Slash again. And gets the boost again. Actually gets it back and gets to the Frenzy Plant just right here. Does it take it out? That's just stupid. Boosting twice, but because he resets the boost just straight away with a Leaf Tornado and then like in the Frenzy, is honestly just hilarious. I feel bad for Arceus Aurelius there. This Shadow Ball won't even put Bastiodon to the red, I think. Yeah, puts it like 30%. So yeah, classic EJB with the EJ Bastiodon lover with the Bastiodon sweep there. Brought it every single game along with Pelipper and Superior. I think it was just a very solid strategy. Superior just a little bit better against Cresselia than Chestnut is, right? So it makes sense. Unfortunately, he couldn't use his most expensive pick, the Medicham, but that worked out in the end anyway. Pelipper was just so good there for EJB. And then having your Bastiodon have its hard matchup alignment just made it so much easier for him, even in that last game. Thank you, EJB, for submitting these battles. Good luck, Arceus Aurelius in Malmo, and hope you liked the video. Have a good one. See you later. Bye.